So Yusuf, a tough afternoon for you last week at Magic Weekend. How's this week been in training?
Different. We had a couple of meetings post-match at the start of the week coming in, and we just spoke about what we wanted to do for the rest of the year and how we wanted to be seen by others. And we know there's a bit going on in-house at the minute, so we just had a deep dive into that and talked about some issues that needed sorting, and we've been working on that all week.
How good is it to have the opportunity to have conversations like that after games like that particularly?
I think open and honest conversations probably need to happen all the time. As a team, we spoke in little groups, and it's never going to hurt anyone being open and honest with each other after games like what took place on the weekend.
And as a group, are comments like that you might hear in meetings like that well received amongst each other?
Yeah, I think it's quite easy for, especially the way probably this season's gone, and since I've been here, a lot of stuff just to be said, and probably a lot of words which don't align with actions. But I think going forward, it's got to be something that we've got to buy into, because we don't want to finish at the bottom of the table.
So how do you pick yourself up then for this weekend, starting at this weekend?
Starting at this weekend, I think we need to be a team that doesn't roll over like we probably have done the past 3, maybe 4 weeks. We had a decent build-up, and then the Wigan game was a good performance, but then ever since then it's sort of been a slower and quite drastic decline, if we're being brutally honest, which has been nothing short of almost quite embarrassing really. So we just put into practice and what we've been working on. When we do get us thoughts and actions to align with each other.
It must be quite frustrating knowing that you can pull off something like you did against Wigan last time round and then see what's happened these last few weeks.
Yeah, it's one of them which baffles you a bit. We worked so hard in that Wigan game for then on weeks following the Wigan game for us to pretty much roll over in some areas. You're almost sitting there and wonder like how the same team can be capable of both things. But I think that's where the discipline and what's the word I'm looking for? Discipline and being held accountable comes in quite a lot. So, yeah.
And I guess to be held accountable, you've got to be accountable for yourself and your teammates.
Yeah, and that was one of the main things we spoke about this week just gone, about holding others accountable and not taking it personal when it happens. I think there's been a few times we can be guilty of, trying to hold each other accountable, and it may be being took the wrong way, but it's only because we all care that people are saying those things, if you know what I mean.
It must be difficult though, because of the injuries and suspensions as well. It must be hard to get any sort of fluency going as well, and without that being an excuse for you, it clearly can't help.
No, it doesn't help, but it's not something personally I'm a fan of, saying, yeah, we've been dealt with injuries and suspensions. Like, you sort of create your own look at end of day, don't you? Like, the suspensions are avoidable, injuries are a part of the game, but they play hand in hand really, and ideally it should be whoever steps up, just slots into that role. But there is a bit of confusion there clearly at times on the field, and it does look clunky, but hopefully going forward we can put that to rest and everyone's on the same page.
So going into Wigan this weekend, you've beaten them once, not so long since. How much will that play on your mind for this weekend?
Yeah, we spoke about that in the past couple of days we've been in, just about our willingness to compete, holding each other accountable, and just like making sure that we're doing everything right like we did in that previous game, all the little bits, and we know that that'll take us a long way. And
when you've been probably as low as you've been at times this week, how sure are you that you can pick yourself up for this weekend?
It's a good question. We know, like I've just said, we've done it. We did it when we played Wigan last time out. So as long as everyone knows what being a competitor and being a good teammate looks like. So if everyone can find the ability to do that like we did last time, then we're going to go a long way to winning.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Yusuf,
Hi, Matt.
how important is it to finish this year strong now ahead of what's to come next year? Because there's a lot of talk about next year, John Carter coming in a big pre-season for you guys, but how important is it to set some stones now so you come in next year all ready to go?
I think it's massive because, we don't want to rock up on sort of day one of pre-season and just be like, oh, let's just forget about what's just happened, because in reality it's going to sort of put us in a good stead going forward for next year. I think what's been spoken this week and what we want to be known for and the accountability is, it'll go a long way to setting us in good stead for next year, and that's what we need really, just to finish this year on a high.
Just about, when you say obviously conversations you've had, it's just about putting them into actions now. So Griggsy was big on that, speaking on Saturday after the game. It seems the right things are being said, but they're not being followed through with actions. Yeah,
that's what I previously said about thoughts and actions not lining up. Like, probably it's gone too long where people haven't been held quite enough accountable, and we've said that, like, look, it's not personal, but you need to do this better. We're all grown men. I know there's a lot of youth mixed in with a lot of experience, but everybody cares and wants to do better for the team, so it's just something that we need to buy into.
What do you think's necessarily gone wrong in the past few games? Like, what would you say on the field are the main attributes and characteristics?
Probably just shortcuts being taken, not a lot of cohesion, people trying to fix stuff themselves. I've been guilty of that myself, getting frustrated and trying to just solve something, so I'm nowhere near being perfect or anything like that. But I think as a team we probably just need to, and we discussed that one of the things just about having a reset call during games when things do get a bit frantic, and making sure that we're all, working towards an aligned goal and that we're doing everything for the team and not individually.
Do emotions perhaps get the better of the team through games? Because people can say, oh, they're not trying, but sometimes you can try too hard, and that makes it look like you're not trying, if you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, definitely, yeah. I think that ties into what I was saying about people trying to solve things themselves. That's probably where someone might try and solve something themselves and it doesn't benefit them or the team, and it should be really just all as one working together. But when emotions take over, things like that are easily done, which is never an excuse for what's been dished up on the pitch recently, but you certainly understand as a player why emotions play a big part in the game.
Confidence-wise, I'm guessing, there's a lot, obviously the spirit in camp's been unquestionable this year regardless of what's happened, but there's a lot of belief and confidence in you guys that you can still turn it around, not just next year but this year as well.
Definitely. I mean, I referenced the previous Wigan game earlier where we won. Like, you ask anyone before that, I'm sure they'd have us written off, but like, it's just an attitude thing. We turn up on the day, we have that confidence, we have the energy, and we've shown what we can do, sort of thing. So
continuity help for your boys, especially in the middle. Obviously you and Herman playing big minutes, but obviously I know they give you bang this week, but Brad Fash coming back in as well. It's getting the same faces in that pack and the same people in the middle that can surely help you moving forward.
Yeah, definitely. It can only help moving forward. Probably just need to work together a little bit more, understand each other's strengths and weaknesses, but I think just going forward we need to really, that's one area where we've probably been guilty of getting rolled a little bit, so there's a big emphasis on us to sort ourselves out, if I'm being brutally honest.
So it's been a few weeks since I spoke to you, but you've come obviously to the club, you've got exactly what you wanted, which is those big minutes. So, just individually, how are you finding your time here?
No, good, yeah. I wanted to play and I'm playing, so I couldn't have asked for any more. I'm really enjoying it. Obviously the performances aren't really reflecting how I'm personally feeling as a team. We're struggling and there's no denying that at all, but I'm grateful to be here and I'm grateful to be playing the minutes that I asked for.
Obviously tough times, they do say they make you stronger in the future, so I guess you're just going to keep being positive and go on better for us.
Yeah, positive is key, and tough times never last, only tough people really, so it's good.
Cheers, Yusuf. Thank you.
Cheers.
Hi Yusuf, you said there about your own performance going forward as well. You think you've had a bit of a nice sort of lift in your performances, i.e. zest for being a better player since you've been at Hull?
Good question. I think because I've been given the ability to play big minutes and I'm able to play them longer minutes, that I can play my game a little bit better, you know, work hard, try to do all the 1%ers right, do what's best for the team, but there's still plenty for me to work on. I've been nowhere near where I'd like to be, really, and so I'm just trying to get better week by week and do what's best for the team.
Yeah. And you've also said about the personal accountability. We don't have to go back so many weeks to see that everybody was accountable for themselves, and to be fair, busting a gut for others as well, some of your teammates. What do we need to do to get that back?
It's just, I think when you're in this position, it's just an attitude and a mindset thing. Like all the areas where we've been getting beat and we've not been as good or up to standard as what we should be, they're not. I don't think there are areas which take a lot of talent. They're all effort areas which is just an attitude-based thing, and we just need to be better at that as a whole and individually.
And obviously coming from a team the other side of the city who are doing well, what's their magic recipe that they've got in place that we're not doing? Is there anything we can learn from?
Yeah, I think like what I just mentioned, the areas which go unnoticed, all the little effort areas, I think they're one thing that I definitely tried to implement here from what there was big on over the other side of the city. And those little areas take you a long way as it's showing currently for them lot. So we just need to start implementing them and being held more accountable.